Welcome to Fitzdog Radio. I'm back. My knee is healing. Thank you all for checking in. I had knee surgery a week ago today. I had a torn meniscus. No big deal. Gave me some painkillers. My mom calls me every single day to check on me. It is so sweet. She's such a caring, loving person. And it really is nice to know. My wife cares. Daughter, I have to remind her something. The son hasn't called. But mom is always there. And I wish for everybody that they had a mother like mine that just, she's the best. Anyway, I've been walking around with a cane. I had to go through all my travels, cane in hand, and it's so nice. People just smile at you. They notice you. They hold doors. There's just a kindness in their eyes, and I don't want it to go away. I might keep the cane. I might do like a Snoop Dogg thing where I'm just the guy with the cane, you know? Maybe I'll get braces. I don't need them. Hey, I do. Look at that gap. Maybe I'll get braces. I'll wear a Kamala Harris t-shirt. Just things that make people kind of pity you and wish that things would get better for you. I want to get a dog. I rescue a dog. One of those dogs that needs like the wheelchair on the back legs. You know, those little, the Fast and the Furious dogs. Call him Vin. Come on, Vin. Maybe adopt a redhead. Give him crutches that he doesn't even need. Just tell him, you need these. He doesn't know. What does a kid know? You give him crutches, he uses the fucking crutches. Then people look at you like you're a hero because you got the redheaded crippled kid. Can you say crippled? I don't even know. I think you can say everything now. It's kind of over. That whole thing is over. But I just want to be noticed. I'm 59. Just notice me. I bought a Mustang this year, you know? I pulled up to the comedy store and I got out I just had it waxed. And I know I waxed. I didn't have it waxed. I fucking waxed my own Mustang. That sounds like a euphemism. Pull up to the comedy store. Ali Wong is standing out front with Bill Hader. And I get out of the car, kind of smooth. I got Tumbling Dice by the Rolling Stones is pouring out of the windows. And it's not easy to get out of the Mustang. It's low to the ground. And there's an elegant way and there's an old guy way. And I was elegant. I just kind of poured myself out. I walk over and she looks at me and she's like, "You have a Mustang?" And she looked at me like she was looking at a Salvador Dali painting. Like nothing made sense. Like the Matrix was in disarray. And I just looked at her like, look, baby, I know you love me. I know you see me as a good dad and a good husband and a sober guy. But you know what? I'm a fucking gunslinger. You don't know me. You don't know how I was when I was young. I'm as cool as Bill Hader. You know? It's not over. I felt over. I took a wheelchair at LAX. That felt over. Jesus. And so you order it through the airline, United Airlines. And they say you go to Terminal 7, door whatever. So I go to that door. I'm on my cane. And then you got to pick up this phone and dial for the wheelchair person to come over. And it's just like it's this fat old lady. She comes over with the wheelchair. It takes her 25 minutes. I'm sitting there for 25 minutes. She shows up. The TSA is right there. So we go right through TSA, and my gate was the first gate. I could have done it on my cane in 4 minutes. And I'm waiting for this old lady. I give her $20. She looked like I just fucking bought her a condo in Cabo San Lucas. She was so excited. So that made it worth it. And then I fly to Chicago. They pick me up. Thank God they picked me up at the wheelchair on that plane because I don't know if you've been to O'Hare Airport. They have no qualms about asking a passenger to walk 1 to 3 miles from their gate to the curb. It's insane. So another fat old lady pushes me through that airport throw her 20. And then I get to the hotel in Chicago. It's called like the Chicago Athletic Association or something. Nice old hotel. Parking, how about $89 a night? Yeah, that felt good. And then you tip the guy. I was right over by DePaul. I was in Wicker Park. My son went to DePaul University. I don't know if you guys know that. You probably do. And I had some nice memories of, I was at the Den Theater, and him and his roommates and his friends would all come out to my stand-up show, and it would be fun, and I missed him being there. But we had a full house at the Den Theater. Paul Farivar, I always say his name wrong, Farivar, so funny. Did a great job featuring for me. My old college agent was there, the guy that used to book me on all my colleges. Two guys, Chris and Scott and Mia. We're all there. And then I had to drive the next day to Wisconsin. I woke up at like noon. My show in Wisconsin, ready for this? 4:00 p.m. at this club. It's 3.5 hours to get to Appleton, Wisconsin from Chicago. 3.5 hours. It's now noon. I have a 4:00 show, and I got to get the car, get some breakfast, and get up there. So I was on 94 North or West or whatever. I was going 95 to 100 miles an hour for about less than 3 hours. I cut the trip down to 2 hours and 50 minutes. It was so much fucking fun. Got the car upgraded. I got a Dodge Charger. Fucking zipping, baby. So much fun. Made the show. Great crowd. It was fun. Anyway, so came home yesterday. My flight was delayed from Wisconsin to Chicago because there was a snowstorm in Chicago. And then I went from my gates. I had to go from, I landed at one gate. I had to go to the other gate for the connecting flight. I knew I had to rush, so I didn't get the wheelchair. I got my cane, and I fucking ran with my cane for about 14 minutes. I get to the gate, and American Airlines had closed the door. It was 10 minutes to 11 when I got there. The flight was at 11. She closed the door and wouldn't let me go. I sat there while she rebooked me for 25 minutes. I kept pointing at the plane with the bridge attached to the side of the plane going, "It's still there. It's still there." And she would not let me on. So I did what I do with my mighty social media presence of 100,000 people on Twitter. I showed a little hate at American Airlines, and then they reached out to me, and they said, give us your phone number, follow us, and DM us your number. So I did, and then I get this WhatsApp call, which I thought was fucking weird. Indian guy, and he starts telling me about how I got to go to WhatsApp and download this app. So I see the app. I go, this sounds like a scam. And I go to download the app, and it says like Muni Money, Mid-East payment. And I was like, what the fuck? It was a fucking scam. They saw me complaining on Twitter, and they targeted me, which I deserve. I was being a fucking Karen. So anyway, I was on a painkiller the whole time anyway. You know what? When you take one of those painkillers, nothing can throw off your mood. You just breeze through it. Easy peasy. All right, I got more to get to, but it's already 11 minutes in, and we got a great guest. Well, let me tell you also, coming this week, I'll be in Lafayette, Louisiana on Wednesday night, Club 337. That's November 12th. I don't know when this podcast even comes out. New Orleans at Skankfest all this week. Phoenix, Desert Ridge Improv on November 28th through the 30th. San Francisco Punchline, December 11th through 13th. Hasbrook Heights, Bananas Comedy Club, December 26th, 27th. Then I'm coming to Cleveland, Atlanta, the Mothership, Sacramento, Philly. Go to Fitzdog.com, get some tickets, come out. Also, let me tell you about a little something called Tempo. Now, you get meals. I don't know if you've had meal delivery services before, but some of them, the websites are really difficult. Sometimes it's like boring. The meals all kind of taste like glop, like they're the same. Tempo has these balanced, fresh meals that are actually really good for you. They taste amazing. You cook, I think it takes 2 minutes to cook them. So, forget about takeout, expensive takeout, or, preparing a meal for an hour. This gets you through. School is here. Everybody's busy. You're trying to deal with homework and carpools and activities. And we used to take my kids to soccer like 5 to 6 days a week because he played varsity and club. And me eating ended up being cereal on some nights. You know what a crap parent you feel like when you're giving your kid shredded wheats at 9 o'clock at night? These are chef prepared. Holidays are coming up. It's going to get worse. There's all these parties you got to go to and, gifts to buy. So look, I'm telling you, if you want fresh, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals right at your door, perfectly portioned for lunch or dinner, ready in 2 minutes, this is easy. 20 new recipes every week. Keeps you excited. If you have goals, Tempo will help you meet them. Protein-packed meals, up to 13 grams of protein, calorie-conscious, conscience. Why can't I speak? It's so good. For a limited time, Tempo is offering my listeners 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/Fitzdog. That's Tempo, TEMPO, meals.com/Fitzdog for 60% off your first box. Tempomeals.com/Fitzdog. Rules and restrictions may apply. Okay. My guest today is the Bitter Buddha. That's what they call him. You know him from many appearances on Mark Maron's podcast, tons of sketches on Conan O'Brien over the years, Sarah Silverman program. Oh, he was in Old School, Bob's Burgers, King of Queens, Chappelle's Show, Malcolm in the Middle, Monk, Children's Hospital, The Eric Andre Show, Flight of the Conchords, Two Broke Girls, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This guy works. He's a great actor. He's one of the most interesting comedians working today. He's got a new special out that's called The Collapse. And we just had a great chat last week. I fucking love this guy. Here's my talk with Eddie Pepitone. My guest today is Eddie Pepitone, pronounced pep, like he's got a lot of energy, and tone, like you're not really sure what he's going for. Tonally. Is he angry? Is he self-deprecating? Is he mad at you?
Yeah.
I mean, pick a lane, Eddie. You're all over the place.
I love anger.
Yeah.
As a driving force in comedy.
Right.
In my comedy.
Yes.
Like I'm a person who has pent up hostility. Like I was driving here and I finally got off the highways. It's a long way from where I live to here, this studio, and I have to take highways. And I was very good on the highways, but then I got off, and Robertson Boulevard had this construction.
Yeah. You got to drive
I was
over
like,
a
I
metal...
thought I was through this.
Yeah.
And I look at the construction, and this is my free-floating hostility, because these guys have nothing to do with me, but I look at the construction workers, and I'm like... I don't say it, but my whole thing is like, you fucking idiots. What the fuck are you doing? Like, that's just how I am. Like with everything. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And but the key to rage as a comic is that you have to make it look absurd.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're truly rageful,
Yeah.
everybody gets uptight. Like if I really have a beef with someone in the audience,
Oh.
you know what I'm talking
Dude,
about.
you can't come back from that. When you break down the fourth wall and you get directly, it happened to me at the store the other night. There was a loud table.
Shit.
And OR never happens. Literally
Very
never
rarely.
happens. And I blame the waiter because he was being very fucking loud. And they were ordering really loud. And they had their backs to me. They turned around. And it's like his job is to go, shh, let's order quietly,
Yeah.
And so I'm yelling at them because I didn't see the waiter. And then the guy turns around and he's this like Persian real estate guy with a suit. And he goes, we're making you money.
Ah.
And I go, I'm making $30, sir. That's probably one drink.
50.
Is it 50?
Yeah, it's 50.
We
You
got
don't
a raise?
even know.
I think it used to be 30
that means you have
for
a
long
little
time.
money. Yeah, it used to be. Now it's 50. For
I
a
have
while.
money. I have money, but it's not fuck you money. It's screw you.
I say, I don't have fuck you money. I have, excuse me, but I was in this line before you money.
I was just trying to think of that joke, and it turns out you already have a
I
great
do,
version of it.
because I do this bit about my dad dying, which he did recently,
I'm
and I got
sorry.
no.
How long
It was
ago
a
was
good.
that?
It was a good thing I got the house, and we just sold it. Me and my
Staten
sister.
Island?
Yes,
You got a house in Staten Island and you're excited about it?
I sold it.
Oh, you did. Good.
Yeah. So that's the excuse me,
And you
because my dad was a teacher, but he was very penurious. So
I'm sorry, I don't know what
you don't know
penurious
what
means. No.
it means. He saved money. He didn't
But
spend.
wasn't he also on like the school board at one point? Or
Yeah,
did
he was
like
a
an
union
administrative-
leader and
Yeah.
a principal for a while, and then
Yeah.
he was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, but those pensions when you're a teacher are sweet.
In New York City, they were.
Yeah,
Not now.
no.
You're lucky if you get, a lot of teachers when they retire are in the OR. I'm kidding, but
Wait a minute. So let me get this straight. So your dad, it's just you and your sister, did you say? And so he's got a house and he's got some savings from the
yeah,
pension.
yeah. And me and my sister split it
You
all.
split it up.
And now I'm like, excuse me, I was in this line.
Let me ask you about this because my mother, God bless her, I'm so close to her and she's so amazing. And she doesn't have a lot of money, but
See, I wasn't that. My parents and me, we had fucking 10. Not, you love them, obviously, but it was not a great loving thing. you know?
Really?
Yeah.
and you're Sicilian on one side and Jewish on the other,
Yeah,
which are
there you
both
go.
very close No, there's both. I think of those as like close family ethnicities.
It's true. It's true. I basically got to know the Italian side because my dad, who was the dominant one, did not like the Jewish side. He didn't. And they were in the Bronx. They were like, I'm not going to the Bronx.
Yeah, right.
All this crap. But what are you going to say about your mom?
Well, she doesn't have a ton of money, but I was thinking about how that's going to feel the day she passes and there's money involved. Because it's
You have
kind
brothers
of
and sisters?
Yeah, I have a brother and a sister, but I hate to say, is it bittersweet? Like,
Well-
where does the mourning stop and the celebration begin? Right?
Well, have you, and I watch a lot of Agatha Christie. I do.
What, like PBS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poirot.
Yeah.
Miss Marple.
Right, right.
I'm a big English countryside murder guy.
Yep.
I think you know that. And almost every other episode is about fights between family in inheritance. And I read about it all the fucking time.
I got a friend that's going through it right now.
With their siblings.
Was close to their siblings their whole life, and now they're not talking.
That's fucked up. And thankfully, me and my sister are so tight. And she's a lawyer. She took care of everything.
Oh, nice.
She took care of everything for me.
cut
It
you a
was
check.
happening in New York, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I just get on the phone and be like, "You're doing great.
Yeah.
Thank you."
Yeah.
But yeah. So when does the morning end? And I think it's, especially if you love your mom, it's like, that is just, it's a mixed bag, you know?
Right.
I guess when you go on your first vacation on that money.
Well, you know what you do? You dump the ashes on that trip, which kind of like negates the guilt you might feel, right?
Yeah.
Did you dump ashes with your mom into the?
They didn't want to be cremated, so we just dropped my mom, body and all, from a helicopter into New York Harbor. She loved the ferry.
Meanwhile, half of Staten Island is a dump. You could have just gone to was it Fishkill?
My mom, Fishkill,
Arthur
Kill, Fishkill,
yeah, it?
Arthur Kill. I remember.
Oh yeah.
I had a friend, one of my close friends in the world. Her dad used to have a tugboat in Arthur Kill.
Wow.
Tugboat where you wear tank top, t-shirts, and you standing on Staten Island looking at the boat, going, "My God, life is good." Seagulls on the garbage barges. They are.
Yeah.
My mom hated moving to Staten Island. That was a big fucking point of horrific contention. She loved Brooklyn.
Sure. What part?
We were like Flatbush.
Yeah.
Bay Ridge kind of things,
That's very Italian, right?
Italian and Jewish. Italian, My dad's family was in Marine Park forever. The Italians.
Well, that's where Saturday Night Fever was based on.
Oh,
Flatbush.
was it right there?
Yeah.
Flatbush, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great old Brooklyn.
Did you ever go to any of those nightclubs when you were a kid? You were a teenager?
No, I was never a nightclub guy. I'm trying to think I was a sports guy. I'd play roller hockey. We played Ring-a-Levio. Do you remember these New York City street games? You grew up in this city, right?
No, I grew up in Tarrytown in Westchester County.
The suburbs.
Yeah. But we played stickball, like city style stickball with the strike zone on the wall. And, yeah.
I used to love stickball.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
And we played street hockey. A lot of street hockey.
Oh, yeah? With with roller skates?
No, we played on our feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's called girl hockey.
Is that your comedy? You go feminine on guys?
I do.
It's so funny, like how fucking standard that is, and I do it all the time. It's just right there. All you got to do, just call a guy gay on stage, and it's a guaranteed.
Yeah.
But when you played roller hockey, I think roller skates are more gay. Don't you think?
Well, I was blading.
Oh, you had roller blades?
Well, in Manhattan, when I lived in Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
I went all over the city, by the way.
Yeah.
Staten Island, I hated.
Yeah.
But I just want to get to the New York street games in Brooklyn, which were fucking crazy, like Lord of the Fly type shit. There would be this thing called Ring-a-Levio, where we would grasp arms and form this human chain across one street, and the other team would have the same thing, and they would be like, Ring-a-Levio, we call Pepitone over, and I would have to charge. The person who was called over would have to charge and try to break the ring. You would just charge in at people. And, you were smacked around, and it always got heated because you would hit somebody.
Of course.
And they'd be like, you mother. And I was like, fucking Ring-a-Levio today.
Oh, Ring-a-Levio.
I don't know where that name came from.
We played Kick the Can.
Which one?
Kick the Can, where you put a can out, and then you go... Everybody's hiding, and you hide behind cars and stuff.
Yeah.
You put a can out in the street, and then one person comes out, and it's one person's turn, and they kick it. Fuck, I'm forgetting. And you got to set it back up again, and then catch the person that kicked it.
This was before antidepressants. You see, if you were on antidepressants, you would not have played that game. You know what I mean?
What are you on? I love your joke about I'm on 200 milligrams
of
of Zoloft.
Zoloft.
I just like the taste.
And it does nothing for me. I just like the taste. And I say, I crush it up, I put it on cereal, and I watch porn on mute. I don't even masturbate. I just eat my Zoloft and Apple Jacks. And I always talk about how the only cereal I eat is the worst sugar-infested cereal.
Oh, my
I just
God.
depict, I was thinking about this shit. Because I watched one, they tape some of the sets at the store, right? So on the main stage, do you know that?
Yeah.
It seems like to me you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out of that place. Anyway, they tape. It's not your main focus. They tape sets at the store. So I was watching one the other day that I don't remember doing this, and it was only a couple of months ago or a month ago, where I'm going, I like to do cocaine. Which I don't do, but on stage I'm like, I like to do cocaine and go to apple picking festivals. And I watch the kids on hay rides and I toss lighters. And I heard people in the audience go, oh. And I'm like, I'm watching this today because my producer was going to put some clips up. And I'm like, this is really dark. But I find the darkness to be related to the rage, and I find it funny. But
It's so funny. It's my
you too.
sensible. I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, I'm dark too on stage, and I can say things.
But you have children, and you have funny things about the kids.
Yeah, but I also do dark stuff.
I know you do.
But when I see your stuff, I literally just say to myself, there are guys that are playing 10,000 seat theaters right now that I stare at like a dog would stare at a fucking late night infomercial. Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what people are laughing at. And and then I see you go on at the store and I'm like, it's like watching Dave Attell or somebody. And you really just go like, why isn't this guy? I mean, I'm going to plug your dates later, and it's going to be a sad moment. You're playing like an Elks Lodge in Oregon, and then these other guys are playing arenas in Vegas. And I just say, well, are you working against yourself? Are you...
Oh, dude. But that's the thing. At least this is what I tell myself.
This is the most backhanded compliment you've ever gotten.
I see you playing Elk Lodge. You're brilliant. But you're playing Elks Lodges. Let's be real, Dave.
Who's Dave?
I made up a fictitious... I made a fictitious character. But, yeah, I think my path has been weird, dude. Yeah. Because I'm not a guy who I got into comedy when I was 20, 19, 20.
Right.
But my path has been very circuitous to stand-up because I started doing stand-up in New York at these places like the Eagle Rock Tavern. Oh, no, that's here in L.A. But I think it was called the Eagle Tavern in Manhattan. And I would be just so nervous that I would throw up in the bathroom before my sets. But I knew this was my thing.
Right.
But there was so much anxiety, and I was only at one level then. I used to go on stage, and I used to scream. It was just a primal scream.
Oh, just a scream, no words.
No words.
Yeah.
But it would be at the airplane level of like, I'd be like, there's no, and it would never modulate, So I took a break from stand-up comedy.
And you did improv then,
and
right?
I did all kinds of shit. I wrote one-man shows before they were a thing. But my one-man shows...
That's right.
My one-man shows were characters. Like I'd be like, I remember one character where I'd throw something. I go, get it. Bring it back now. Bring it back. And I take it and I wrestle it out and I bring it. And the punchline was, now give me the knife. Just give me the knife. Like it wasn't a dog. It was me throwing it to some guy. Just give me the knife. That would be my shit, you know?
So then you came back to stand up.
And then I finally came back. I did join improv groups. And then I started a sketch group in New York where I did a lot of good sketches with two other guys. And then I went back to stand up. And then I really loved it.
Yeah.
Because I had some confidence. I did a lot of acting too.
Yeah.
You know, I did a lot of plays.
Right.
You know.
So your single focus hasn't been stand-up all these years.
Right. So I think I didn't really build that audience. And then my shit is so bizarre.
It's bizarre, but it's also, it's all about being on social media now, and your stuff is very clippable. Like I hope you have the right person cutting up clips and promoting you, because I really feel like, your stuff. I immediately sent it to my daughter today. I watched your special. I thought I was watching your new special, but I was watching your old special.
This was For the Masses you watched?
Yeah, I watched For the Masses, and I sent it to my daughter, and I said, if you want to see real comedy, watch this.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That one got best special of whatever that was, 2021 or something, by the New York Times.
No.
And I love doing the joke, like, and who knows comedy like the New York Times? Have you seen that coverage of the Mideast? It's very funny.
Here's what I love. The New York Times does the a Sunday with, Cameron Diaz, and then she walks you through. It always starts with the farmer's market, Like you tell them your typical Sunday. You always go to the farmer's market, and then there's a place that has yummy brunch that they go to. And then there's like a vintage record store, and then there's and then it always, like, they eat out 3 times, but they still find time to watch a movie and snuggle and go on a hike in Runyon Canyon with the dog.
Those are the type of people who were not ready for the Civil War.
Right.
Because when it gets nasty, they're going to be like, look, we have 20 minutes to make brunch. Now we're going to have to fight our way there. But they have spicy poached eggs today. And heirloom tomatoes. So can we please go? You know what I mean? Like,
I was thinking about. Obviously, we're going to have another Civil War.
We have one now. It just hasn't exploded into. I don't know how it would look like. Well,
but here's my vision of it.
There was a good movie about it.
There was 600,000 people died in the first Civil War.
A lot died in the. Right. Was it only 600 grand?
I thought it was more, but it was 600,000. So my idea is, let's fight it this time. But the only people allowed to fight are current Civil War reenactors, and so you're only fighting from noon to 5 o'clock on Saturdays in Williamsburg.
But it's real.
But it's real. You put real bullets, but it's single shot muskets. They got to take the cannons.
It's still old timey.
Yeah, they got to wear the wool uniforms in August, and they've all got lice and gonorrhea, and they're sleeping in tents. And Ken Burns will actually be able to photograph it himself this time.
Oh, my God. Yeah, man. It's scary. Are you scared about the fucking fascism like that's happening with the fucking mass?
I'm so scared that I'm not scared. Like, because if I let myself be as scared as I am, I won't leave the house.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of looking at it like, and I say to myself, okay, well, after the election, and then you read all these articles about what they're doing for the next election, and you go, oh, well, there's a chance that, he's already talking about a third term.
Yeah.
And there's a whole playbook on in advance saying the elections are going to be corrupt, so that you planted that seed with people.
Oh, yeah.
Then you send armed guards to all the voting stations, which is going to make people afraid to go vote.
Mm-hmm.
I
think there's going to be a lot of pushback, though. People are pissed.
Well, that No King's March was the biggest march in American history.
Right. That needs to happen much more frequently.
Should be every other week. Yeah.
Every other week. I can't go. I'm in the middle of the bear right now. But if I get through it, depending on how the peacemaker is. And
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't have Hulu Plus, I'd be out there.
The No Kings March, brought to you by Hulu Plus.
Right.
If they could actually start shooting the protests and put it on Hulu Plus, then you could feel more involved.
Definitely.
It'll be a series.
There's actually YouTube channels you can watch where you, like any kind of catastrophe. I forget what it's called. My friend gave me this because me and him joke about our ghoulish proclivity to watch catastrophes.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh man, finally a good hurricane. Like
This
Melissa.
Jamaica thing?
Yeah. But I'm more conscious now where I go, why do I want destruction to happen? You know?
Yeah.
But there is YouTube channels where they just are like, they're guys who were like into it.
Right.
Going, look at this. This is someone being, it's terrible actually.
I know. Well, my Instagram feed definitely knows I enjoy fights in Waffle Houses.
I don't like to watch those.
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah.
But they're too brutal.
They're brutal.
They're too brutal, and that makes me scared to leave the house. Or definitely, I pick my Waffle Houses very carefully.
Yeah, you don't want a Deep South Waffle House because everybody fights. It starts with two, and by the end, everybody's fighting.
Waffle Houses are so funny. I have a joke where I say, you know how I want it to end? I want to go into a Waffle House singing, "Life is great, life is grand," and then just take out a gun and blow my head off in a Waffle House.
That's a joke you wrote?
It's not really a joke. What's funny? What's funny? Cheese is funny? No. What? Blowing your brains out in a Waffle House is funnier.
I need a tagline for this bit.
Yeah, that never got great response. You know.
No, with the my subgenre that I like is people climbing into drive-through windows to go after the cashier, which happens more often than you can believe.
People climbing out of
No, into the drive-through.
From their car?
From their car. They
go after the cashier?
Yeah, they climb through their open window into the hole.
What are they so pissed at? That they didn't get what they wanted or something?
Sometimes you don't get what you wanted. You have to do something about it.
Margaret, if you don't see me again, tell the children I love them. But the fact that she wouldn't supersize this has to be dealt with. Harry,
now
don't.
You take the wheel.
Are you taking your Wellbutrin? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And that level of insanity is at least, you know, I'm not near that level.
No,
you know?
I was driving home from the Comedy Store where I have 1 foot in and 1 foot out the other night. My foot was in that night. And I'm driving home, and I must have, like, merged in a way that pissed off the person behind me. I remember merging, and it wasn't a hard merge, but it was, you know, there was a foot, you know, maybe they had to tap their brakes. I'm not sure.
But they were not in the mood.
They lost their shit, and they had a Honda that was pretty beat up, and they proceeded to just literally push me off the road. They just kept screaming at me and pushing me off the road. They had no qualms about hurting their car. I felt that in my bones.
Because it was beat up?
They didn't care. It was probably stolen.
What did you...
Well, you know, in the old days, I would have...
Yeah.
You know, chase them, cut them off, whatever. And then I just said, you know what? I got a brand new Mustang. You've seen it. And
I think so.
Yeah. And I just...
What color?
It's like a charcoal gray.
I think, yeah, it's a nice one.
It's really nice. It's the first time I've had a nice car in my entire life.
Is that right?
Well, because I raised 2 kids. So I drove a Prius. I drove a Subaru. I was like, you know, I got to save my money. And I did. I saved my money.
You had money. But whatever. Like, I know you're... but yeah, so you have a nice Mustang, and you just said, fuck it?
I fucking love it. And they say material things can't buy you happiness. I smile every single time I see that car. I'm walking towards it, and
How long have you had it?
Less than a year.
Okay. That's pretty good. Usually it wears off.
Has not worn off in the least.
That's nice.
I
got to get one of the... How much are they? Because I just sold a house.
It was like $78,000. No. I think it was
78.
No, I think it was 36 or something.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not that. No, Mustangs aren't that bad. And
Ford, it's American.
It's Ford. Tell me about your car.
I have endless material about it.
I know. That's why I'm teeing you up because I love that.
I have a 2006 Honda Element. And this is what I say on stage. I have a 2006 Honda Element, but a lot of women think it's a 2007 because I keep it nice. I clean the meat off the dashboards from the drive-thrus. I never used to clean out the meat that would fly out of my mouth on the dashboard.
Because I keep it nice.
1 year it looks.
It's so funny how one word can make a joke so much better. Like if you said I keep it clean, that's still funny. But when you say I keep it nice, it shows that there's like a level of cool that you think you are. And that this car really does mean something special to you.
It's interesting that you analyze it like that because I think that's true, but I can't. I think we as comics just instinctively know.
We know the funny word.
We know the funny word.
Yeah, right.
You know?
I mean...
and I know. And also, this is so great to have. A joke like that, so great to have in your back pocket when you're struggling a little bit at a club in, let's say, in Elk Lodge. And you just...
in Oregon, yes.
By the way, I just want to say, you're like, oh, you're playing in Elk Lodge. This is in a place that is so fucking gorgeous. This is going to be like a 2-day vacation for me. It's called Hood River, Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
The money is not, you know, I don't go on. This is kind of true now, especially that I have a little money. I don't go really on the road to make a ton of money, man. I go on the road to fucking spread the Pepitone message and to get known and to like meet fans, which I think is such a pisser.
Yeah.
To meet people from all over the country who are like, me and my friend just keep repeating that joke you did years and shit like that.
Yeah, because you realize that it's a big country and you're not going to appeal to everybody, but when you can find that 2% that just dig you, that you hit, me being one of them, where people just respond and go, this is my version. I got an email today. I want to read you this email.
Is it
from this
you get nice emails occasionally?
Yes, and this one I really loved
I want to hear it
today. This woman said,
I hope I'm mentioned.
You're a funny guy. Your material, like in I Love My Wife, is unnecessary. You lose over half of anyone who could be a fan due to the X-rated topics. It is Comedy 101 for comedians who use sex and porn as subject matter. It doesn't take much to talk about that. If you cannot make everyday experiences clean and funny, hire writers. Brian Regan, Kathy Madigan, Leanne Morgan, Nate Bargatze, Sebastian Maniscalco, Sinbad are all funny. Are all funny without talking offensive. Clean up your act, and you won't have people not attend or even walk out. Good luck. From Anthony Newman.
Anthony Newman.
I
believe he's a 4-star chef.
But I just love that he has a vision of comedy that is that. Yeah. And somehow all comedians should be doing exactly that.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that? Like, I thought about it. I was initially going to reply, suck my dick or something really dirty.
That's very funny. That would have been worth it.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
But then I was going to go, well, maybe I should really just break down what he's saying and how that doesn't work for me, and that I grew up with sexual repression, and as being Irish Catholic, we were never able to talk about things, and now I do it in my act, and it's very cathartic, and I find that people...
Yeah, you do a bunch of curse scenes here and there, don't you?
Yeah, and I talk pretty graphically about having sex with my wife. Don't act like you don't fucking watch me at the store.
I do. But you have one foot in.
But how would you reply to this email sent to you?
Oh, well, it wouldn't get sent to me because I'm so, as a matter of fact, a lot of times when I'm on stage, I can't believe the amount of cursing that I do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's when I'm tired, it's really bad.
Yeah.
You know, just fuck everything with me is like cocksuckers.
Yeah.
Fucking, for me, it's like I go into that dark, I don't know if it's forbidden, you know, and porn I have used. And I get, like, I'll watch comedians talk about porn or like eating ass. I draw the line at eating. Like, I don't want to.
Eating ass and squirting are the two ones I go like, all right, not necessary.
No. Yeah, for me, porn is like a reflection of how deeply disconnected I am from real intimacy. And making fun of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And actually, porn is such a bad thing, I think. We talked about this once before a little bit. But porn is such a bad thing for young kids.
Oh, my God.
Who watch that shit.
Yeah.
Because they just, they think that sex is this and that. Sex is something that is hardly ever fun. You know, sex, for me, sex is like, oh, no, you know, like, you know, what do I say?
Well, why do you do it?
It's part of the contract, but sex, I have a bit where I go, you know, me and my wife, you know, our sexual prime is past, and I say this young couple moved in next door, and they fuck like maniacs. Now, that person would want me to say, and these people make love like lunatics.
Yeah.
And we have Hummel figurines, and they fly off the wall at us.
Hummel figurines.
Yeah, that's a good comedy word, too. That always gets a...
That's good.
And I'll stop and go, that's right. I love Hummels. But I say, you ever been with somebody when you're pretending something's not happening? And we're just watching TV and Hummel figurines are flying off the wall and we're just watching Antiques Roadshow, pretend, and you hear things like, put it in my ass when I say the word, you know, Radiohead or whatever. And I just look at my wife and go, I bet that violin is worth $3,000. That one does well.
Yeah, that's good. No, I think about, you know, having a son. I mean, I won't even talk about my daughter, but I know that my son watched porn. You know, they had phones in their hands at, you know, 12.
I did not have
and
that.
He told
and
me
I
that,
still found porn at 14. You know what I would do? I would go into Manhattan. This is so
you didn't go to Sex World in Times Square.
I did. I went into peep show booths.
No.
And I saw the most crazy
bestiality.
I was just going to say, I saw, and it was my, you know, seeing a horse perform like that is not bad. You know, when you see Mr. Ed.
Well, I thought talking was impressive. this guy.
Wait till you see the fucking. No, but yeah, I actually remember.
Would you
I was
jerk
a
off
crazy
in those booths?
kid. Yeah. Yeah, and that's not to brag. I don't want anybody to think I have a lifestyle that's better than theirs. But yes, that's why I'm so dark, dude.
Yeah.
I started smoking weed. I don't smoke it anymore, but I started smoking weed when I was 14.
Yeah.
And I would go to these peep show booths.
Yeah.
I remember one time a low point for me was Thanksgiving. I was living in Manhattan, and I had such a crazy relationship with my family. I didn't go see them that Thanksgiving. And I remember drinking cough syrup, smoking weed, and jerking off in a peep show booth. I was not 14. I think I was 46.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I had just gotten my doctorate from John Hopkins.
I used to go to Sex World, which had like a...
I love how you're like, you didn't go to Sex World, did you?
Well, Sex World was great because not only did they have the booths, but then they also had this live thing
that was
where there
horrific.
was like a pit, and you sat in a circle, and you had your little... It was like a bank teller window, and you put in the coins, and then the window would rise, and then you could see the girls. I can't remember if you could reach out and touch them. Could you or was it glass?
No, that was not cool
some
to
you could
do
reach,
that.
Some
but
of them
you would
could
see
reach out
the
and touch.
other degenerates in their windows, which I didn't think was cool.
Yeah.
And their window would open and you'd see some other guy and you would say, my God, is that what I look like? You know, some pharmacist who had a rough day.
Yeah. And the girl is performing like she's in like Theater in the Round. You know, she's like Nate Bargatze at one of his shows. You know, and she's trying not to leave anybody out.
The girls that I saw were it was a combination of hostile and indifference. There would be hostility and indifference, and I would just be looking at him, and it was just all for me. It was self-reflection.
Yeah.
When that would happen, I would just be like, Jesus Christ, Daddy.
Yeah.
You know, you were on a path when you went to Brooklyn Tech of becoming an engineer of some sort. What the hell happened to you?
And then you walk out and you see the guy, and he's got on the smock, and he's got the mop and the bucket.
Dude, that is...
I always thought there is no job I want to do less than that.
That is very funny because one of the sketches I wrote for my sketch group was I'm interviewing for the mop guy at Peep World. And the interviewee is saying to me, the guy who runs Peep World is saying, so why do you want to do this? And I'm like, I'm a people person. which is always what I would say when I was applying for my waiter jobs.
Yeah.
And the guy running the interview will go, come on. What do you mean you're a people? And so this guy was the same way, going, what do you mean you're a people person? And I go, well, I just like to mop sperm, you know. And it's always been a dream of mine to mop a lot of sperm. Was really dark.
And then they finish mopping the sperm, and then they have to stand out on Broadway and hand out flyers for people to come in. And it's like, here's the thing. If someone's going to Peep World, they know they're going to Peep World when they left the house that morning. Nobody's making like, they know
they're going to be.
There's no decision.
No, there are impulsive decisions.
You think so?
I would have them, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of times I would be like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Fifth Street Library today, the beautiful New York City Library on 42nd and 5th, and then have a detour because it was close to Peep World or whatever.
Right.
You know, I'd be like, wait a minute. Why go to the New York City Library and read a classic and be surrounded by beautiful literature when I could smoke a joint and go to Peep World?
Yeah. I know. And once it's in your head, you can't not do it.
Right.
Once you've thought about doing
thing.
it, yeah.
You know, you're like, Peep World.
Yeah. But they also had a thing when Giuliani came in and he cleaned up New York. He was getting ready. He had to change the name from Sex World to something else World.
It was called Relieve Yourself World.
Yeah. Please release me.
Take a break.
And they had to have literature as 1/3 of the shop, and because the First Amendment people said that this is freedom of speech, and that the porn magazines and the porn videos is freedom of speech. And so Giuliani said, that's fine, but 1/3 of it has to be non-porn related. So you'd walk into Sex World, and they'd have Nabokov sitting there on one of those twirling little...
Hey, Nabokov, is this about knobs? No, it's version of literature, sir. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I'm thinking about those times, and it was crazy that I was doing that. Like,
Yeah.
I look back on it now and go, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Talk about being bereft of love.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what it really is. Like,
Well, and I think it's what you said before. It is the opposite of a relationship.
opposite of intimacy.
Yeah, right.
You know? And then my relationships with women back then, this is why I'm dark, is kind of what I'm coming to, you know? My relationships with women, because my mom, I always get so confessional with you.
Yeah.
But my relationship with my mom, she was bipolar.
Yeah.
And she was checked out for most of my life. She was not like a loving mom. She was in and out of mental institutions.
Really?
This is what I would say to this guy. Hey, Andrew, what's his name? Somebody Newman? Andrew Newman?
Andrew Newman.
Okay, hey, Andy Newman. Yeah, I'm gonna
Anthony Newman.
be Nate Bargatze clean when my mom was in and out of mental institutions starting when I was 4. Oh, yeah. Let me do some clean stuff on how funny hot dogs are, even though they slaughter pigs, which are friendlier than dogs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think doing clean material is also, this is what I say, now I'm thinking of things to say to this guy, but I also think doing clean material is a whitewashing of the brutal fucking world we live in.
Yeah.
It's brutal. It's run by insane people. Our world is run by insane people. Even before the Trump crew, which takes it to another level of insanity. You know, the Biden crew was also, you know, committing genocide. All of this shit.
Yeah.
You know, oh yeah, Anthony, I'm going to talk about how nice, you know.
Say it.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about how nice, you know, it is to make your bed. You know, it's a nice thing to make your bed. You tuck it in and you're like, I can, you know, now I feel clean. They used to say that shit in AA groups. Always make your bed.
Always make your bed.
And I'd be like, I don't think this is going to help me a lot.
You're right.
But I was very willing when I first went into the programs, and I'd make my bed a day or two, and then I gave it up.
Yeah. Always make your bed. First, I got to get the crack whore out and scrub the vomit off the pillows.
Get up! I got to make my bed and recover.
All right, I had some questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
You know, I write a script for every guest. Do you do that on your podcast?
No, I don't have guests.
Is this the Apocalypse Soon podcast?
Yeah, me and Kevin Tinkin.
Oh, you guys that's the way to do it. Guests are difficult because you always feel like you're calling in a favor. I mean, you asked to come on my podcast, which is the greatest thing in the world.
Yes.
I love when people just ask to come on. I don't have to pick up the phone.
Right. But guests help you expand the reach of your podcast.
I don't have a reach. I have more of like
Really?
a shrug. No, there's people listen. The right people listen.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed the showrunners that listen to this show.
Is that right?
Judd Apatow listens to every show. Greg Garcia.
Hey, Judd. Hey, Greg Garcia. Thanks for basically overlooking me my entire life. And thanks for never really seeing who I really am.
That'll help.
Yeah, I remember Apatow. I remember seeing Judd at the Improv.
Yeah.
Saying, look, if you insult me, I ain't using you. That's how Hollywood works.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's brutally honest. And
Yeah.
thank you for being honest. But go ahead. What were you going to ask me?
Greg Garcia.
I know he's
insulted. No. I insulted Judd. Not him, but I shit all over girls on the internet, on podcasts and all that. And then I wrote something shitty about girls, and then somebody CC'd Judd on what I wrote on Instagram.
Jesus.
And then Judd wrote back, Greg is a great comic and a good guy. I don't think he would mean anything by that. And then I didn't really know Judd, you know.
That's really nice.
So I DM'd him and I go, hey man, thanks for taking the high road. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I shitting on, girl? Who am I? You know.
Yeah.
And then he's one of my closest friends now.
Oh, that's really nice. Is he really?
Yeah, we go for these long walks from Brentwood to the ocean and back.
Oh my God! Mention me. I'm kidding.
Do you have a headshot?
Do you have a headshot? Just give him a little matchbook cover with my number.
Now you're a vegan now.
No, I went off of that. Hard, and I'm trying to get back to it, but it's really difficult once you go off it.
Well, you did it for your wife because she's a big animal rights person. Right?
Oh yeah, and I'm an animal rights person too. As a matter of fact, I can't watch any of the nature docs or even read. Nature's getting brutalized now with the climate warming, the global warming. It's just so but I try to be a little vegan. Yeah,
I try to be a little.
No,
vegan.
I try to be vegan, and I do it here in L.A.
Yeah,
you know,
it's easy in L.A., but when you're doing Elks Lodge in Oregon, good luck finding some vegan stuff.
Neil Brennan has a funny joke where when he's in Kansas City, he just knows vegan is hard, and he just goes to the guys, tell me where the fags eat.
No, I was just in Alaska, and I was out with these guys, these Alaskans. They took me out for the day, and we're driving home, and I'm driving this monster pickup truck that's towing like a snowmobile.
You're driving
it's covered
that?
in mud because they're both drunk. We stopped at a bar and they had 7 Appletinis each.
In Alaska.
Now
That's
I'm
what
driving
they do
this
over
monster
there.
truck. And they give me a jerky to eat because I was hungry, so I'm eating this jerky. And the guy goes, "You like it?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "It's moose."
Yeah.
I go, "You shot a moose?" And the guy was a cop, and he goes, "No, we clean up the roadkill."
No.
And I make jerky out. I swear to God.
Oh God.
But that's guilt free right there.
Well, if you're on 7 Appletinis.
All right, what's the?
Well, guilt-free because the moose was killed by a car.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I know that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I got a gig for you in Alaska, my friend.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's in Fairbanks.
Oh, I've been to Fairbanks.
Yeah, and and these people, I'm going to tell you something. If you want people that appreciate you being there and laugh hard and then thank you after the show.
Is that right?
It's amazing.
They're not too out of control?
Not at all. It's a red state. It's a very red state, but they don't have an attitude about it.
I love that.
It's like a part of them. It's not them. You know, you go to some states and it's like
That's
it's
our
all they
identity.
can talk about, and every word that comes out of your mouth, they're looking for what side you're on. You know, they don't give a fuck. They give a fuck about getting the snow off their driveway, cutting their fucking logs, getting a couple drinks in. You know, working their 3 jobs. Everybody's got like 2/3 of a job that they have 3 of. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's why politics is bullshit. Because it's all about surviving and trying to live a comfortable life, and then we get polarized and divided. But go ahead. So let me know about that Fairbanks. That sounds.
Yeah. I'm going to send you up there. I'm going to talk to the guy today.
I'm going to take a cruise ship there.
Well, I would do that too, because you can't get around Alaska on roads. You know, it's like a lot of that stuff you need to take. They have little planes that take you everywhere. So if you take a cruise ship, you can stop in Juneau and Anchorage, and work your way up.
Have you done that?
No, I really want to.
But I went to, I think it was Fairbanks on Halloween. I arrived on Halloween. And it was so gorgeous. The snow was falling. It was about 20 degrees, and the guy greeted us, and he said, you hit us during a heat wave. It was, I just remember it was gorgeous. We drove around a little bit. It was not easy.
Yeah. But when you fly in and you look around, it looks like no place you've ever seen before. Right. Everything is enormous.
Yes.
And ferocious looking.
Right. Did you ever see Grizzly Man? The doc about a failed actor.
Oh, no. I didn't see that.
Oh, you got to see it.
Is that the
Werner
one where
Herzog?
Is this the one where the bear eats him at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bear eats him.
Yeah.
Not at the end. You kind of learn that
Oh.
But you see him interacting with her. It's sad, and I always found
It's a documentary or it's a...
Yeah, Werner Herzog did a documentary called Grizzly Man, and the guy would call these ferocious bears things like Mr. Chocolate, Mr. And I'm just thinking, this is what Hollywood does to you. Like he almost had the role that Woody Harrelson got for the Cheers bartender.
No.
According to him.
Oh.
And, it drives you to live with polar bears.
Yes.
And I get it.
I get it.
I was very close to landing a principal role on this TV Land show. And instead of going to Alaska, I went to Peep World.
Here's the gayest thing I've ever done in my life. Me and my friend Anthony, who was from Canada, and he was this really good-looking guy. He was like a Leonardo DiCaprio-looking guy. And we're both in our 20s, and we're in acting school in New York. And we did this 2-year acting program together. And I was doing stand-up, and so I said, I'm going to Montreal. And he goes, oh, let me come with you. He's from Toronto or something.
Oh.
So we go up to Montreal, and we go to some strip clubs. Literally the best strip clubs in the world.
Oh,
probably.
I've heard that.
So we go to some strip clubs, and then we're all horned up, and so we go to one of these peep shows, but we went in the booth next to each other, and the window open, and we're looking at the woman, but she's like she's going at it with herself,
Oh my God.
And we both jerked off, and then we came out, and we were sleeping in a bed together at the hotel, and we had both just come.
You were sleeping in a bed together?
You never slept in a bed with another guy in a hotel?
No. I draw the line at blowing him. Take that, Anthony Newman.
Oh,
I mean, having fellatio with him. Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be as weird if he wasn't such a good-looking guy.
It would? Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
What's the gayest thing you've ever done?
Well, again, I'm going to be brutally honest. I think when I sexually exploring, you know how you sexually explore at a certain age? Again, I was 46. No, I was a young kid, and I think me and my friend were comparing dicks, and that was
and you were what, like 13?
Yeah, around that age, and I was like, yeah, look at this thing I have. Why is yours so much larger?
Because it's hard.
But it was, and then even younger. No. I was younger. I was like in Brooklyn, and I was like 8. I'll never forget the guy's name because it was right on point. Michael Weiner. No shit.
That was his name?
Yeah, we took a bath together or something for no particular reason. Really? And it was really weird because I think I remember my dad coming into the bathroom going, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, nothing. We were just talking about, hockey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You caught me off guard with those
when you
two
ask
stories.
that kind of question to another guest,
yeah,
are they honest?
Yeah.
Comics tend to be honest.
Well, they're honest, and also I have a disarming quality where people tell me things they would never tell other people.
It's true.
Because I really look people in the eyes, and I create a sense of intimacy, even though I'm judging from the inside.
Of course you are.
Inside, I'm going, ugh,
oh
what
my
the fuck?
God.
And
Hopefully this will get me more listeners.
The title of the podcast is Pepitone's Penis Party. All right, here's this thing called Fastballs with Fitz.
Go ahead.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Ooh, It would have to be. That's an interesting one. Like current day.
Ernest Borgnine is dead. Yeah.
I don't like that when people think I look like that. I've gotten like, you look like Burt Young, but I've also gotten you look like Bruce Willis,
Oh, right. You better do
So I have
soon.
a wide range of ugly, kind of good looking.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I guess I don't know.
I think Burt Young is pretty good.
Burt Young people say, but he was never a big actor. Oh, I guess if he were alive, Gandolfini.
Wow. Yeah, I could see that.
Like as a comic, not as violent. Who has a gruff vulnerability? Giamatti does.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want Seth Meyers playing me. After
Harvey
that,
Keitel.
Keitel I like.
Yeah.
I like Keitel.
Yeah. All right, let's go with
Something
Keitel.
like that.
Who's the worst opener that ever opened for you on the road?
Oh, God, there have been so many.
It's amazing because if it's a Thursday to Saturday gig and you see their set on Thursday, you're like, I'm going to work with this guy 5 more shows.
Yes. It's like and it's always picked by the club, not me.
Right.
And I'm like, I like the people in charge of the club a lot of times. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Are they paying off a gambling debt?
Yeah.
Or are they just trying to like shape these kids? But man, I can't even remember. I just remember this one guy in San Francisco at the Punchline who was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
That I was just like, oh God. And I usually watch people's sets. But after set 1 and part of set 2, I was like, I can't watch the rest of the weekend. I'm going to hit a vape pen.
Right. There's 2 types of people in the world. Go.
2 types of people in the world. Those who have been loved when they were young, really young, and those who weren't.
Yeah.
Those who were criticized
Yeah.
by their parents, those who were made scapegoats. So those are the 2 people in the world. People who were criticized and made scapegoats and didn't get love, and then people who got loved.
You can tell them right away, too.
I think so.
I can tell someone who was loved and they feel entitled to ask for their needs to be met. Which is something I go like, wow, that must feel so good.
Yeah. I always resent that, actually. And that's why a lot of times when I watch young kids be out of control, I don't like the kids. I'm like, come on, suck it up and realize you live in a horrific existence. And then I have deep compassion for some kids because I'm like, oh, God, these parents fucking suck.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I'm against children. And, people, there should be some kind of, we have exams to drive, right?
Yeah.
To have a license.
Right.
Yet any fucking pair of idiots can have a child? Are you?
As many as they want.
And as many, are you fucking kidding me?
They should at least, after 1, there should be a test.
Right.
You get 1 so we can kind of see what you're, maybe you've got some surprise skills we didn't see.
Yeah.
So let's try that. And then after that, we snip everything.
Snip everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Have you ever joined any clubs in your life?
You know what's funny is that I am thinking of doing that now. And I think it's really funny. Vitello's is near me in the valley.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it?
Yeah, Wendy Liebman does a comedy show there.
Yeah, she used to.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. That's where Robert Blake shot his fucking wife.
No,
right
allegedly.
No, he did. And they actually had a soup named after. He used to go there constantly.
Was it wife drop soup?
They write themselves, folks. They write themselves. And that's why we do the podcast. You don't have to work in a coal mine. You could be a stand-up comedian and tour this country. No, so he did it right in front of Vitello's. He went back into Vitello's.
Got the gun inside.
And said, fuck, I forgot my gun.
Right.
The worst defense I ever heard.
But didn't he walk on that? Didn't he not get convicted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, which I don't know how. But it was very funny, too, because he said, because I know that place in the Valley well, he said, there's a lot of gangs around here.
Yeah.
It's one of the most she places.
Yeah.
That little area, like
So
Valley
what's the club?
Village. Oh, so Vitello, this is funny, I think. I'm like thinking about doing this now with some of my extra money. Vitello's has private clubs that you can be a member of where you can just hang out, read a newspaper in like really kind of comfortable surroundings, get special kind of menu thing.
At the restaurant?
Yeah, at like back rooms that are pretty nice.
So this is what happens. You inherit some money and now you want to join like a...
But I didn't pull the trigger on it.
Do it, man.
I'm thinking of it.
Yes.
I'm thinking of it.
And you just go there with a newspaper.
I'm like, yeah. Or I asked him, hi, yes, is my Wall Street Journal here? Yes, it is. We already laminated it. Thank you.
They put that stick on the binding of it, like in the library.
Thank you, Jesper. And let me get the vegan mozzarella balls. They actually have a very good vegan menu there.
Yeah.
They do.
Interesting.
But so I don't remember joining any other club. Like I wasn't a Boy Scout guy.
You weren't a friar when you were in New York?
I wasn't a friar.
I was a friar.
You were a friar?
Yeah. That's where I met my wife.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
How'd you like the friar experience?
Well, my father was a friar. My father was in radio in New York.
Hell, he was.
Yeah, you probably listened to him. I bet your parents listened to my dad.
What was his name?
He was on WNEW. Bob Fitzsimmons.
No way. Yes, I did.
Yep.
Because my mother was always listening to William B. Williams.
William B. Williams was the guy he went on after. Yeah.
I totally heard Bob Fitzsimmons.
Yeah.
That was your dad.
My dad.
Because my mother was a huge Sinatra Streisand person, and WNEW.
Oh, yeah, they played Sinatra and Streisand and Tony Bennett.
Yeah, Tony
and
Bennett.
Show tunes and Ella Fitzgerald and
yeah, it was awesome.
It was great.
Dennis, there was another guy.
Yeah, Dennis.
Who was big there?
Yeah. Well, there was William B. Williams, Ted Brown, Gene Clavin.
Gene Clavin.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, who was
Bob
Dennis?
Fitzsimmons.
Yeah.
So your dad was in radio. What were you going to say about that?
So he was a member of the Friars Club because he was in the entertainment world. And so, to join the club, you have to be in
Invited?
entertainment.
Oh, okay. You have to be
sponsored.
And
so I was sponsoring a friend of mine, Sarah Fearon, to join the club. Mm-hmm. So the night of her initiation, she brought her friend, who is now my wife.
Oh, shit.
And I talked to her. We were in the Milton Berle room, and I talked to her for 20 minutes. And I said to Sarah later that night, I said, I'm going to marry your friend someday.
Whoa.
So 3 years later, I brought her to the Friars Club, and I proposed in the Milton Berle room. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. We've been together now 26 years.
You obviously dated a lot in between.
In between when I asked her out and getting married?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Friars Club had a lot of opportunities. She was the only woman under 60 in the club.
Did you besides being your wife, which means it was a great win, but did you like the experience?
Loved the Friars Club. I used to go there every day.
You what?
I used to go there every day for years.
Day.
I had rollerblades, and I lived down on Mulberry Street in Little Italy. And so I would go. My acting school was on the West Side in the 50s.
And you went to acting school.
I would rollerblade up to acting school in the morning, and it would last like 3 or 4 hours. And then I would rollerblade over to the Friars Club, which was on the East Side.
Holy shit.
And I would work out, and I would take a steam, and I would read the papers on these lazy boys.
That is amazing.
They had a gym, and then they would always, and then they had a billiards room. They had 2 different tables, and I would shoot pool, and they would always put out at 3 o'clock. They would put out these happy hour, like tuna fish and egg salad with saltine crackers, and that I was broke, so that was my fucking meal that day.
Oh my God!
I would shoot
How
pool.
old were you?
I was like 22.
That's awesome. That's a great New York thing. How long were you in?
10 years.
That's great.
Yeah.
Have you been able to recreate anything like that out here, club-wise? Because they have a Friars out here.
They
I've been
do,
to
but
it
I tried. I didn't.
Not that great,
no,
right?
it didn't have the same vibe.
Right.
The one in New York felt like a place that people went to be a part of the club, and the one in LA felt like people were going to like make a deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, my neighborhood is like a club. We have a very close neighborhood, and we
You told me
eat at
that.
each other's houses. We play beach volleyball on Sundays. We have poker nights, and
That is
you know,
so fucking
it's
great.
We raised
Venice
our kids
Beach?
together. Yeah, right in Venice.
That's so great.
Yeah.
You
But
didn't-
anyway, this isn't about me.
It
Should
partly
be.
is.
It should be.
It should be. I keep telling.
Have you ever borrowed a lot of money?
Yes.
That didn't take long. Jesus. Did you pay it back?
To my dad, no.
Yeah.
To my dad, I never did. To other people, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Did it ever change a relationship?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was such a fucking idiot back then, but I was like, I was like De Niro. No, this is going to sound like I'm bragging, but did you ever see Mean Streets?
Sure.
And De Niro? That was his first big role. He was Johnny. Was he Johnny Sachs? But he was always like hustling, and I got a little like that in like a 30-year period of my life. No, it was like a 10-year very poor period where I was like, well, who can I hit up?
Right.
And I really put my fucking morals on the back burner. But I eventually did pay everyone off.
Yeah, but you can lose some friendships over that.
I did.
Yeah.
Terrible.
All right, let's finish on an up note. What's the hackiest bit that you've ever done?
Ooh, god damn. Yeah, I do it. What is the hackiest bit I ever done? I think when I first started out, I would put on a wig. Long blonde hair.
Yes.
I'd put on a wig and be like, "Where can I go?" And I had a British accent. And to me, this was funny somehow. But I'd be screaming, "I need a haircut! I need a haircut!" Remember? I'll tell you where I did that routine. Pips.
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in Sheepshead
Yeah,
Bay.
it's where Dice started.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that was a bad experience. Bad experience.
That club was so tough. It was connected to a gym, like a real musclehead gym.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. All right, listen, Eddie Pepitone, if you want to go see him, look, if you like dark, honest comedy and you love Elks, he's going to be at the Elks Lodge in Hood River, Oregon. That's going to be November 7th and 8th.
That's right.
And then if you want to see him at Skankfest, he'll be there November 15th and 16th. I'll be there as well.
You will?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Andy Latterman will be there.
That's right.
Denver Comedy Underground, great club, December 5th and 6th. If you want to get tickets, you go to eddiepepitone.com.
That's right.
And pick
then
them up.
also...
and then also, let me talk about the new special.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that at all.
Yeah, I apologize.
Which was one of the purposes of me coming on, but...
Right.
Hopefully...
Well, I'm going to do an intro to the podcast, and I'll be plugging it on that.
So, I have a new special that I taped in Chicago last summer.
Den Theater?
No, it's called Lincoln Hall.
Okay.
Which is mainly music venue, but I've performed there 2 or 3 times, and I taped the special there. Stephen Fine Arts directed.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He just did Marin's doc, Are We Good? And he's done my specials and Marin's specials, a few other people's.
Isn't this produced by Patton Oswalt?
And Patton is the executive producer.
Okay.
And I taped it in Chicago, and I'm proud of this one as well. I don't get into... What's wild is I don't get into politics that much.
Yeah.
I kind of explore... I call it The Collapse. And it's going on YouTube November 11th. And basically, I mirror society's collapse. This was before Trump got elected. Through my own collapse. Yeah. Like, I just talk about my personal collapse. on this.
Yeah.
Like I talk, and it's about
Like at which collapse? I feel like you're like the World Trade Center. Every 20 years, something happens again.
well, like I go on stage dancing, and I for a while, and then I stop and I go, great, my Apple Watch is asking if I fell. And I start screaming at my Apple Watch, no, Apple Watch. A fall isn't an event, one event. It's a long descent into hell, Apple Watch. That's what a fall is. That's what you should be asking. It started when I was young, and I go on and on about that.
That's great.
Shit.
That's great.
Yeah, that's.
I like your other special. You walk on stage and you
I'm
said,
on Molly.
I'm on Molly.
Yeah.
You gotta. Most comics don't have a strong opener like that.
No, they don't. And I got a lot of praise for that on Molly thing. And you know when I thought of that shit, I was in the store just going, I need a good opener.
Yeah.
And I just every night I would try to think of one, and I finally hit on that.
Yeah.
Come out and grab them.
It's great.
And then go down like, hey, everybody. Like after screaming, I'm on Molly.
One of the devices that you use in your stand-up is you'll yell about something like it's the most outrageous, bourgeois, shitty thing, and then you'll go way down and go, now I'm on Zoloft.
Yes.
I'm like,
and
whatever
then
you're yelling about, you then admit to doing.
Yeah, and then I even talk about that. I go, do you like how I'm modulating, folks? I took a modulating workshop where I go high and then I go low.
And you plant your feet when you do a special.
You think?
Well, the one I just watched, you did not move your feet once.
Oh, that's...
You were like a tree.
God damn it, you're right about that. And I think I moved more in this one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, you're dancing, obviously.
Well, at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then once I think because a special, that's the one time, which is a pain in the ass, where I feel like I really got to nail this.
It also makes it a lot easier on your editor because it's...
Is that true?
Yeah, you can cut in and out of jokes. And you can have multiple takes, and you can go in and out of the specific joke that you're doing and put in the better version of the punchline. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, my God. It's hard to edit somebody who's running around the stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Eddie Pepitone, also, he's got both feet in the door over at the Comedy Store. You can see him there a lot. Check that out. And the podcast is...
Apocalypse Soon.
Apocalypse Soon, which he does once a week. And Eddie, it is always such a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being my friend.
Thank you, Craig. Always a pleasure.